Today we are painting fabric. I picked up this table and chairs from a friend of mine. She was selling it for $75. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm not doing anything to the wood or the chairs, but the chair pads are in rough shape. There's some staining, some pills, and I'm going to show you how you can paint the fabric without having to reupholster. Okay, we've got lots of work. Let's get started. Painting fabric with fabric paint is a fun and affordable way to transform the look of a room. Whether it's chair pads, cushions, or other fabric items, fabric paint offers an endless possibility to create custom decor. Yesterday, I washed all of these chair pads with some hot soapy water and let them dry overnight because I knew I was going to be doing this video. So make sure you're using some clean fabric before you paint your fabric. This still has some stains on it that didn't come up even after I washed it. So this is a perfect project to do this technique on because it's going to cover up all of those stains. Let's get painting some fabric. This is so easy to do and it turns out fabulous. I have a tester of latex paint. I found it at Home Depot. It was in the Oops section and I'm hoping it's going to paint up like a leather look. A squirt bottle with some water, some fabric softener. You can use any type of fabric softener. I have a little measuring cup and a little dish to mix everything together, a paint stick, and a paintbrush. I'm going to be combining the fabric softener and the latex paint in equal amounts that are enough for my project. And you can do the same for yours. Just remember to only mix what you need for your project, as this mixture does not store very well. After pouring equal amounts of fabric softener and latex paint into a small dish, I'm going to use a stir stick to thoroughly mix those together. It may take some time and the mixture will start to thicken up. It's exactly what we want. It's going to develop like a fluffy texture as the fabric softener and the paint blend together. Now that the fabric softener and the latex paint are thoroughly mixed together, I noticed there was a few imperfections and pulls and snags in the fabric. I'm just going to carefully use my scissors and trim away any of those little snags, being cautious not to cut any of the fabric itself. It's important to note that this technique works best on a smooth fabric. If your fabric has a lot of texture or a lot of design, it may be more challenging to paint it evenly. So when attempting this method, make sure you're looking for fabrics that are going to have a smooth surface. To make sure that you're going to have a successful fabric painting, it's important to have a slightly damp fabric before you paint it. You don't want it to be soaking wet. You don't want it to go into that pad underneath, but just the fabric is damp enough for the paint to absorb into the fibers. I'm using a spray bottle filled with some water to mist the entire chair pad, being careful, not to make it too wet, just light enough to soak into all of those fibers. I'm now going to start applying that mixture of latex paint and fabric softener onto that fabric, using long sweeping strokes to make sure I cover the entire chair, ensuring that the paint is evenly distributed. One of the benefits of using this technique is that the result finish is smooth and soft to the touch. Unlike I find when I use chalk paint, which can sometimes kind of feel crispy, the fabric softener method is soft and plush and it's comfortable to sit on. It doesn't leave any of that crunchy or stiff residue, making it my favorite option for a comfortable way to paint fabric. Painting fabric with fabric softener and latex paint is an easy and affordable way to update any of your fabric items. It creates a soft and plush finish with a nice texture, and it's perfect for upholstery, cushions. The process is simple and the results are really durable, and I find when it dries, it's not transferring to any clothes or if anyone is sitting on it or rubbing against it. Your fabric is getting dry while you're painting, you can re-wet that fabric by spraying it with a squirt bottle and then painting, and that's going to help it go on nice and smooth. Okay, so here's where I'm at. This is fantastic. It's soft. It's perfect. The color, barf. I don't like it at all. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I do know what I was thinking. It was cheap. It was in the whoop section. I thought, oh, it kind of looks like leather. I could use this. I paid $1 for it. Not gonna work. So we're gonna do a 360, and we're gonna change the color. I don't like this at all. And I wanted to show you guys that sometimes not everything that I do in DIYs is not perfect, because this is yucky. I don't like that color, and I knew as soon as I did the first cushion, not gonna work. So we're gonna go to plan B. Stay tuned. Now we're switching gears, and I'm gonna go for the blue color in this rug instead of that rust color. That was awful. I'm mixing up again that half fabric softener and half latex paint and incorporating it all together really well. We can paint right on top of that previous mistake color. It's gonna kind of act as a primer anyways, and it's gonna give us a base coat. Once it's all mixed together, we're ready to paint and cover up that awful orange color. I'm back in my craft room to finally finish these cushions after being away the weekend at my cabin. Obviously, I didn't get it done because of that orange paint fiasco. So I'm going to start with this blue now. We're going to spritz them with the water and then paint on that blue fabric paint that I mixed up. It's likely going to take 2 or 3 coats with thoroughly drying in between each coat. It's critical to let the coat dry completely before applying the next one. If it's sunny, put them out in the sun, or if it's a warm spot to speed up the drying process, that would be perfect. We're ready for the second coat now. That first coat has completely dried. It's really covering well, but one more coat is needed. So here we go. 3 coats in total. The fabric is soft, it's pliable, and it's comfortable to sit on. Plus, there's no color transfer from this fabric paint. It works great, and it's a fantastic way to upcycle furniture without having to reupholster. Now that all 3 coats have dried completely, it's time to apply a top coat of wax. I'll include a link down below in the description of the wax I'm using. This is going to provide a nice finish and add a layer of protection. I'm also adding some darker wax around the corners to create more of an aged look, as if it's been worn over time. And as I move towards the middle, I won't be applying that black wax as heavy. And here are the finished cushions. I love the blue color, much better than that orange, and it matches well with the rug. I thought I could have mixed it a little bit more of a turquoise color for the perfect match, but it's fine. Now it's time to pull all those chair pads back together. The blue color blends beautifully with our log cabin, adding a little pop of color. This upcycling project was so easy on the wallet. I'm just using a tester of paint and some fabric softener, and I'm really happy with how these chair pads turned out. This video shows that even when things don't go as planned, sticking with it and fixing mistakes can turn a bad color choice into a perfect outcome. It reminds me that the road to success may not always be smooth, but the end result is worth it. I really recommend trying out this painting technique on fabric. As the results may pleasantly surprise you, there's always something incredibly satisfying about taking a stained and worn piece of furniture and transforming it into a beautiful functional item again. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And don't forget to check out these next 2 videos if you enjoyed this one. Take care.